For us, by us. What does that mean? The great one, Issa Rae, is about to tell you. Stick around. It's the Stephen A. Smith Show coming at you now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm on vacation this week, but I made sure to tape a few interviews, okay? This particular one was before the SAG-AFTRA and the WGA strike. Not after. This was before. But I will tell you something. Before I even get into all of that, I got a few things that I want to say about this conversation that I'm about to have. Because what's important to understand is that when you are a black man or a black woman and you have an aspiration to have control, to be a boss, to be in a prominent decision-making position, the goal is not to alienate anyone. It's to show that you can create content and product that facilitates the embracement of everyone. Because we're all here to win. We're all here to be successful. We're all here to get paid. I love doing this podcast. Soon, before long, I'm going to be doing it 5 days a week. Not just 3. I own it. I operate it. I'm the boss. And that comes with a tremendous, tremendous responsibility. But I cannot tell you how great it incentivizes me to be the best that I can possibly be, to constantly grow and evolve and get better and not stand still and not get complacent or stagnant. You know why it's important? Because I don't want my audience to get that way either. And when I say my audience, I'm not talking about just black people. I'm a black man. I'm not interested in black appeal. I'm interested in mass appeal, which means it includes blacks, but whites, Latinos, Asians, Jews, Catholics, Gentiles, Muslims, everybody. I want everybody watching and listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show. The more, the merrier. It creates dialogue and conversation. It makes for interesting bantering. It encourages and incentivizes us to broach different topics of discussion, to be a bit more creative, to touch on the realness that exists in this world, to do so in a fashion that doesn't alienate, but invites. It does all of those things. It elevates our levels of curiosity. All of those things is what contributes to greatness. For the longest time, I viewed myself as a rarity. I thought I was one of those people that got it through blood, sweat, tears, and a lot of suffering, including unemployment, wondering whether I was going to have another check, whether my career was going to be over. I had some real downtimes in my life. At one point in time, I was unemployed as a father. You don't want that. None of us want that. But that was my reality. And somehow, some way, I was able to scratch and claw and elevate myself to the platform that I'm in now. And through the grace of God, I was able to pull it off. And I hope that I will be able to continue pulling it off because it doesn't stop. And so when I sit down with somebody like an Issa Rae, the wonderful Issa Rae, what can you say? Creator and star of Insecure on HBO for years. Got various new projects out now in the Barbie movie. Let me tell you something. Issa Rae is one of the most spectacular talents we have ever seen. When you consider what she's done, when you consider the obstacles that was placed before her, when you consider what trials and tribulations she had to overcome just to get started, when you consider the roadblocks that were placed in front of her and how she has adapted and evolved and overcome without once ever compromising who she is or what she was all about or what her intent was and still is to this very day. This is a woman, a fantastic lady, married happily, successful career, creative genius, and keeps on coming. She talks about mentors. You know, you just, the Tyler Perrys of the world, the John Singletons of the world, no doubt the Spike Lees and others of the world. She talks about how she doesn't want to alienate anybody. Everybody could come join her. She talks about making room to highlight and accentuate the greatness emanating from the Black community, but also not stopping there, because she wants greatness to emanate from other communities as well, and for her to be deemed and seen as a facilitator to other success, not just that of our own, although our own is unapologetically a priority of hers, and mine, by the way. All I could tell you is that to sit in the position that I'm in and to see this young lady doing the things that she's doing on such a spectacular level, I not only applaud her gifts, I not only applaud her accomplishments, but I applaud her bravery. It takes guts to bet on yourself the way that she has, and to continue to do so in the face of adversity from those who resent her ability to prosper. That's what winning is. It's what truly winning is all about. It's why she's so special, and why I am honored and privileged to introduce to you the one and only Issa Rae. She's up next on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Obviously, you don't want to touch that dial. Take your first swing at betting MLB on FanDuel and get 10 times your first bet amount in bonus bets, up to $200. That's right. Just bet $20 and you'll land $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. Talk about a great way to get into baseball, which, by the way, is more exciting than ever. Choose a team to win with a simple moneyline wager, or get a little more adventurous, like betting on a certain player who you think is going to be the first home run. That is how you get into every at-bat in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I see what sports fans are doing. Betting on baseball is all the rage right now. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Plus, when you win, you can get paid instantly. There's no better place to bet on MLB than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So, sign up today and visit FanDuel.com/SAS to get up to $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com/SAS. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball.
21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369 in New York. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
It's the summer, but that doesn't mean you can just slack off. In fact, this is the time to get ahead if you're hiring. While others are kicking back and relaxing, you could be finding your next amazing teammate. So if you're hiring, lean on Indeed to build your team. There's no I in team, but there is an Indeed, and they'll build up that team fast. That's because they're the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place with powerful tools to help you do it all. And summer moves fast, so Indeed does too. They get you one step closer to immediately hiring your new colleagues by matching you with quality candidates instantly. That's why more than 3 million businesses rely on the power of Indeed. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/SAS. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/SAS. Just go to Indeed.com/SAS and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/SAS. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. My guest is a multi-hyphenate producer, writer, actor, author, and businesswoman who's all about getting the bag. She was the creator and star of the web series Awkward Black Girl and is best known for the hit HBO show Insecure. She currently has a slew of new projects that we are about to get into. Listen, I want to say welcome to the show, the wonderful, incomparable Issa Rae. But I got to be honest with you, we have to start this show off with a complaint. I mean, you're embarrassing men everywhere, okay? We pride ourselves on being hard workers. And my goodness, nobody outworks you. Welcome to the show. Congratulations. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for that intro. I'm not trying to embarrass any men, but not mad at it. Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, the first question is, when do you sleep, for crying out loud? I mean, I'm just looking at the projects. When do you sleep with all of these things on? I'm just looking at it. You're the voice of Jessica Drew, just to let the audience know. The voice of Jessica Drew in the latest animated film, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's out now, by the way, okay? You got a reality series called Project Greenlight that began streaming July 13th. You got the Barbie movie that hits theaters July 21st. You got the Max comedy Rap Shit that's about to drop into its second season. Again, what is it that you're not doing?
I'm living my dream right now. I have a window and an opportunity, and I'm just trying to do as much as I can while I still have it. But I sleep. Trust. I need to. I'm not trying to go crazy like a lot of these people out here that, you meet in these streets. But I love what I do.
Talk to me. Let's just go down the list right now. Project Greenlight, just to remind the audience what that's about. That came out July 13th. Talk to us about what that's about.
Yeah, Project Greenlight is a series that was originally started by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck for HBO, and it follows a first-time filmmaker making a movie from scratch. So we brought that back with me, Kumail Nanjiani, and Gina Prince Bythewood, where we're mentors to a first-time female filmmaker, and we watch as she creates a movie from start to finish, from revising the script to making it to post-production and screening it for all. And if you love film, if you're curious about film, it is the perfect show to watch.
Right now, tell us what you're loving about your career with all the different things that you're doing. What is it about your career right now where it stands with all the great things that you're doing? What is it you love most about it?
Honestly, the possibilities feel kind of endless to me. And there's something frightening about that kind of stifles me sometimes, where I'm like, where could I go? But that is really enticing. Like, it really does feel like so much of it is in my hands, despite what's happening in the industry. I do feel like, I get to prove myself on a constant basis and not play within a certain box. And so that's the most exciting part about for me.
And you still feel, that I hear you correctly, you still feel that at this particular moment in time, with all that you've accomplished, with all the success that you've achieved, that you're still in a position where you have so much to prove that you haven't proven everything yet?
Yes, I'm a Black woman in this industry where there's constant change. There's constant, there's a disavowal of what we have done. Right. And I just feel like, we're in a strike, possibly several strikes. And I think that the industry is shifting as such that everybody has something to prove, but especially us. So I don't take that lightly. I have seen different iterations of Black people succeeding in the industry, and then you never see them again, or then they have to fight to get money to make their next project. So I never feel comfortable where I'm at.
I sit here and I'm talking to you right now, and it's such an honor and a privilege to talk to you. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. As a Black man in this industry, I remember just reading just a couple of weeks ago when people are sitting there saying, why do you always have to tell everybody, you're a Black man, you're a Black man? I said, because you know why? Number one, I am. And number two, and more importantly, the trials and tribulations, the challenges that are placed before us, you have to let everybody know and remind them of the obstacles that must be overcome. And so when you're sitting in a certain position the lack of comfort that we feel collectively, not just as individuals, collectively, it's almost automatic. And it's amazing that somebody in your position is so willing to remind everybody of that. Do you feel like it's necessary because you don't want anyone come from our community getting complacent, or is it just something that's a natural instinct for you to just sit up there and say, hey, this is the way it is and this is the way it's always going to be, and don't ever slip up?
It's more the latter, and you touched on it in a way. Like, I feel like sometimes people use people like us to show other Black people, like, they did it, so you can do it. It's easy, you know? And I'm like, sometimes we're anomalies in some way. It's not easy. And I hate that, because I saw it. Like, when I was growing up, it was call Spike Lee. You know, if Spike Lee can do it, you can do it. And it's just like, okay, well, who else are you naming besides Spike Lee? Are you talking about John Singleton? Are you talking about, like, there's not that many of us, and it's not an easy journey. And, you know, it's nice to be held as an example, but there are lots of obstacles to get here, like you said. And I state it because I don't ever want to forget that, and I don't want to get comfortable. And I'm also proud of the obstacles that I've overcome to get here.
That's right.
But there are more. There are more, and they haven't stopped.
There's always more. And I love the fact, I loved it when you was on the red carpet and they asked you who were you rooting for, and you said everybody Black. I loved it. That's something I would say, Issa. It's something I would say. You know, so I really, really appreciated my sister saying what she said about that. Let's get to the Barbie movie that's coming out July 21st. Talk to me about your role in that movie and how it's different from anything else that you've done in your career.
Yeah, so I played President Barbie in the movie. It is directed and co-written by Greta Gerwig. And this is really different just because I've never been on a movie of a scale this massive. Honestly, you look out and Barbie is everywhere, even going on this marketing press tour. I'm like, dang, how am I going to go back to marketing any other things, promoting anything else? Because they are pulling out all the stops. Now I'm spoiled. But like, in that sense, obviously, I didn't realize that it was going to be that big going into it, being a part of the set. It was just, you know, so beautifully diverse. It was mostly run by women, produced by produced by Margot, directed and written by Greta, like I said, a predominantly female cast. And, you know, I'm used to, for the most part, helming things that I've done. So making the stuff that I've written. And this is only probably my third or fourth movie. I don't know. Okay. I have no idea. But in this way, like, I got to sit back and watch people that I'm fans of work. And I said to myself at the beginning of this year, probably the end of last year, that I wanted to be part of more ensemble projects, because, you know, you learn from other people, you hone your craft. Right. And I feel like I was able to do that with this project too. Just watch people work. Is
there anybody specific in through your travels in your career, through the years of you aspiring to do and be so many things? Is there anyone that stood out in your mind that you wanted to emulate, that you wanted to lean on for counsel, advice, or just to be an example of what you aspired ultimately to become? Is there one particular person that stands out above the crowd in your mind in that regard?
There was, for me, it was probably a combination of, well, I always say Oprah, Ellen, and Diddy were my blueprint people. Like, I just love how they've been able to be themselves and touch so many different parts of the industry. I also, just on the television side, respect Shonda Rhimes so much. Yes. So, like, what she's been able to do, she's incredible. Yes. And she talk about overcoming so many obstacles and just constantly proving herself and being doubted. I have a lot of people that I look to, and I take different parts of what I want from them, but there's not one singular person that I could say, oh, we're doing the same thing.
Understood. I wanted to transition to rap shit because I mean, listen, I need to do this because season 2 of the comedy series is dropping, and you know, I'm thinking about you being number 1 on a call sheet on Insecurity, or suddenly day-to-day executive producer duties. Could you talk about the transition and what that's been like for you to play this role, and if it's similar, is it different? How different is this role with rap shit compared to things that you've done in the past? Can you talk about that for a second?
Listen, it was a welcome transition from just, insecure being number one on the call sheet means you're coming in very, very early every morning, and your days are 16 to 17-hour days.
Right.
And that doesn't differ as an EP, but it's not coming in for hair and makeup. You're coming in at the call time, and then you're there all day making notes and then writing. But it's just a different feeling, and I love watching people who are good at what they do and hopefully adding notes to make things better, and watching people create a world or make a world that you created feel real and lived in. And I would say that I kind of prefer the behind the scenes role. It's just you just feel, I don't know, it's almost more powerful in a way. It's more fulfilling, I'll say.
I got you. I got to tell you something, Issa. I'm no actor, but they try to tell me I am on General Hospital. They try to tell me this, Issa. They try to tell me this. Okay, I don't believe them, but this is what they try to tell me. All right, so we gonna go with that. Here's what I got to tell you that I like, that's excited me to the point where I might get a little acting bug in my blood. Let me tell you why. You could be whatever the role allows you to be. Like, I never thought about it until you go on a set and it's like, wait a minute, whatever this role calls for, I could actually be that and get away with it. I mean, I kind of like the thought. I mean, because I got some dastardly thoughts, you know what I mean? And so some people,
who would you be? Who would you play?
Girl, if I had an opportunity to, I would have been Django. Yes, I would have. I would have been Django. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I would have been. I would have been Denzel in The Equalizer. I would have been that dude. Okay.
You trying to kill people.
I would have been Will Smith in Focus. I liked that movie with him and Margot. Years ago.
Yeah. I watched that
slick with that. I would have done something like that. I wouldn't have been Wesley Snipes in White Men Can't Jump, because I think I ball a little bit better than Wesley. I think I ball a little bit better. But I'm just saying, I don't know if I would have done. I'm lying. But I guess I guess I get what you're saying, because stepping behind the scenes and basically not having to deal with that element of it all, that definitely is an enticing thing. But it takes me to one of the last few questions I want to ask you about, and that is this. You're not just somebody out here doing big things and making a difference and having influence. It's purposeful. It's something that you're doing on purpose. It appears to be that you really, really not just want to do, you don't just want to do great work. You want to make a difference, and you want to send a message, and you want to serve to inspire. I want you to speak to that, where that comes from inside of you, and where that is now compared to where it was when you first started your career in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it's just always been there. I love us. I love our stories. I was raised on our stories. I was raised on our images, and I just find us so beautiful in every iteration of us. And for me, there's just always been a desire to see this. And I saw what it looked like when we weren't here, when we didn't have a lot of images of us. And so to be in a position where I can elevate us, give us opportunities, like that is the most fulfilling thing ever to me. And I guess it's increased, that love has increased over time. Mm-hmm. And I do find it special when you have the Spikes and the Tylers and even the Johns who create with us in mind. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't do that. And especially on a mainstream level. And, there's just something special about those who do think about us and don't necessarily think about, like, well, I have to incorporate white people to appeal to the masses, or I have to, like, it's just, there's an unapologetic nature that I fiercely get behind. And that's not to say that I don't, that I'm exclusive in any way, but I primarily think about us.
How receptive do you believe white America has been to you and your work, or are you at a point in time where it doesn't even matter to you because you're just going to do great work and no matter what, folks are going to flock to it?
I think it's more that, you hope that your work gets an audience and resonates with people. But yes, for me, I know who I create for and who's in the back of my mind, and it is my friends and family. And if other people come along and they can relate and identify and love it, then I'm happy to have them too. I've been stopped by all kinds of people on the planes in the airport or wherever I'm at, and sometimes I'm surprised, like, oh, you old white man, you watch
that's right.
What do you Insecure? That's crazy. Or You know, like even the 70-year-old lady, 70-year-old Black lady, while I'm taking my walk in the neighborhood, is like, you know what I love? I love me some Insecure. And I'm like, oh, you got down in your day. So this is, you're seeing a version of yourself, and that makes me feel special. So you just never know who's watching, and I don't discount that, and I appreciate it all.
Well, people are going to love you forever for Insecure, but especially L.A. I mean, good Lord have mercy. I mean, you shined a spotlight on L.A. I mean, there was some spots in L.A. I was like, hey, I feel you. This is why I love being in there. By the way, what is this about you owning a bunch of coffee shops? I mean, what I mean, called Hilltop? Is that true? Is that the name of it? Hilltop? Because listen, I do a lot of my homework. I do my homework, all right? And I'm very familiar with your work, but I didn't know about the coffee shops. Otherwise, I would have hit that up. I've been to LA a few times, Issa. I didn't know about Hilltop.
We would love to have you. First of all, I want to thank you so much for shouting out all my shit. Thank you.
That's right. Damn right. Damn right.
We have 4 locations now. The 5th one is actually opening at the airport. So if you fly United, it's in that terminal.
Okay.
But yeah, I partnered with AJ and Yoni, two guys from my neighborhood who started the first one on Slauson and Overhill, which is in the neighborhood where I grew up. And then we started the second one in Inglewood and the third in Inglewood. There's one downtown and now at the airport. But it's really just about building coffee shops in our own communities. I would always have to leave my neighborhood to go find a coffee shop. And so now this is an opportunity to create a community of people who just want to work around you.
Now, did you do it because you've seen successful coffee shop chains like Starbucks and stuff like that? But did you do it because of that, or did you do it because you drink coffee in the morning? You need coffee in the morning, Issa?
I drink coffee every morning, but I work out of coffee shops. Like, I write everything in coffee shops. I like to be around people working, and I would always have to leave to go, you know, to just north of the 10 to be able to find some place to work. And that just, it pissed me off. But I stay working in a coffee shop even now.
I got you. I'm not a coffee drinker that much. I a West Indian man, you know, so I drink tea with milk and sugar. But I like my coffee from time to time. And now that I know that you got some shops, next time I'm in LA, I'm going to Hilltop.
We got food too.
I'm coming.
Wait, so where did you get your energy? I know it's not tea.
Girl, I try to stay in shape. I try to stay in a little bit of shape. That's all. I try to stay in a little bit of shape. I drink my tea with my milk and honey every morning. When I'm really, really down, I inspire with myself with some coffee. You know what I'm saying? Take one of them protein drinks, you know. And then, you know, when the camera comes on, I just got to do what I do. Before I let you get on out of here, excuse me. I didn't say everything. Hooray Media. I mean, I didn't bring that up. I didn't bring that up. I heard you got a new venture too. Could you talk about that for a second? Because in case you didn't know, you family now, so that is the key to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Anytime you need to promote something, you are more than welcome to come on. You know that. I got you. I'm here for that. But talk to me about Hooray Media for a second. What your new venture is?
Hooray Media is my company, my entertainment company. So it consists of our film and television projects. It consists of radio, which is our audio everywhere company, which has a music label and music supervision company, and anything audio related. There's Color Creative, our management company, and we just started FET, which is our brand marketing arm. FET means party in French, but it just continues the celebration of Hooray Media, which is essentially a celebration of us. So that is Hooray Media, the company.
I got you. Well, hooray for everything that you're doing. I would thank you. You know, they once called me the hardest working man in entertainment. I mean, I think that's over now. I ain't got no shot to compete with you. You know, I mean, I have no shot whatsoever, Issa. But that's all right. That's all right. I got 4 older sisters, so I'm accustomed to getting beat by women all the time. I mean, it just happens. It just happens. Issa Rae, thank you so much. All the best to you and everything that you're doing in the future. I'm always around. Anything you need, I'm more than happy to help in any way that I can. Keep doing the great work that you've been doing, making big things happen. Okay, you take care of yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. It really means a lot. So thank you for your support.
I appreciate it. Keep doing your thing. We'll talk soon.
All righty. Bye.
Bye. As a sports media personality, I know what the sports community is talking about. I know where the buzz is. I've got my fingers on the pulse, and I know when there's something exciting going on. And I got to tell you, baseball is alive right now. This is a new era of the game, a new day, an incredible renaissance with more talent, more athleticism, more excitement than ever before. They banned the shift. They added a pitch timer. They widened the bases. They changed the rules. And it's paying off because the game is faster, nearly 30 minutes shorter than last year. No more constant breaks in between pitches. No more meaningless pickoff attempt after pickoff attempt. So yes, the game is faster. And it's literally faster, too. I'm talking about stolen bases, the most daring maneuver in baseball, the one that can spark a rally at a moment's notice. They're back and better than ever. I'm telling you, don't miss out on this era of baseball. The star power is real. The rules have changed. The game is back. Visit any ballpark or go to MLB.com and you'll see what everyone is talking about. When it comes to travel, we all have a happy place. Think about it, y'all. Sun, sand, mountains, forests, 5-star hotels, and beachside bungalows. My summer happy place is traveling from city to city, going to big events, and interacting with my favorite people on the planet, all of you. Of course. And Priceline wants to get me, you, everybody where we want to be. They want to help us travel to our happy places for a happy price this summer with deals that you can't miss. Priceline can save you up to 60% on select hotels, 50% off flights, and 40% off car rentals. Plus, they have an amazing bundle and save feature. So when you book a flight to wherever you're going this summer and book a hotel as part of that whole package because you need somewhere to stay, you're going to save. And save, and save. At a rental car, you'll save even more, up to $600. See why millions of people trust Priceline with getting them to their happy price. Visit Priceline.com to go to your happy price this summer. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Issa Rae special. She is. By the way, in case I didn't say it earlier, we're here in my studios thanks to our official studio sponsor, FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is the official sports betting company of the Stephen A. Smith Show, so I wanted to get that out there. And be sure to like and subscribe to get notified about all of our new content. Click on the bell to get the most up-to-date notifications for the Stephen A. Smith Show, and that's the way that it will go. Before I get on out of here, I want to give a special thanks to the wonderful, incomparable Issa Rae. Keep doing your thing. Keep shining. Hopefully, I'm lucky enough and accomplished enough to work with you one day, my dear, because you are something special. You are the incomparable Issa Rae. You can catch her, by the way, in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, in theaters now. Project Greenlight, streaming now as well. The Barbie movie, is in theaters now. As of July 21st, of course, The Barbie movie in theaters, July 21st. And Rap Shit, Season 2 on Max, August 10th. Originally, early in the show, I think I said Barbie was in theaters now. I apologize for that. It's July 21st that they're in theaters, so I apologize for that hiccup right there. But anyway, look at all the projects she's doing. Look at the great work that she's putting forth. You heard her. You heard about her. You heard why she is as good as she is, and she will continue to shine. Again, this interview was done prior to the SAG-AFTRA and the WGA strike. It did not happen while the strike was going on. This was taped, okay? Because if it happened while it was going on, she wouldn't have been here, okay? Maybe somebody would have gave us some AI imitation or whatever, I don't know. It wouldn't have worked, though. Wouldn't have worked. This is Issa Rae we're talking about. We need her real, live, and in living color. Thank you again. And thank you, my viewers and listeners. Really appreciate you. Until next time, peace and love, everybody. Enjoy your week.